Is John McMullen, and I am the Director of Finance and Community Development for Upper Darby Township. And today we invited you to participate in the Zoom information session for rebuild small businesses in Upper Darby Township. Mayor Keffer is committed to helping the business community rebuild during these difficult times. Folks, we're using CDBG money, which is Community Development Block Grant funds, and Mayor Keffer has decided to earmark funds for assistance to small businesses to help folks get back up and running, and that is her commitment to the business community. So myself and Tony Trueheart from Entrepreneur Works, the township is going to be contracting with Entrepreneur Works to carry out the program. And also on the Zoom is Allison Dobbins, the Director of Special Projects in the Mayor's Office. She'll be in and out throughout the Zoom. I did want to let folks know that we are recording this Zoom session will help us for future presentations and questions and answers. So the point of today's Zoom meeting is to provide business owners with information about how to participate in the Rebuild Upper Darby program using the CDBG funds. So Upper Darby Township, like I said, is going to contract with Entrepreneur Works. Tony Trueheart's going to go through a lot of information, but I just wanted to let folks know that the funds for this are from the Department of Housing and Urban Development, Community Development Block Grant monies, and there are restrictions in using the funds. So the township has decided to meet national objectives set by HUD, which are serving businesses in the low mod area, as well as job creation. Both of those two categories meet national objectives by HUD. So business owners will be going through a eligibility process to participate in the program. So I'm going to turn that over to Tony so we could talk a little bit more about that, and a little bit more about the process to participate in the program. Tony?
Great. Thank you so much, John. Good morning, everyone. I am Tony Trueheart, and I'm the Managing Director of Entrepreneur Works Fund, and we are happily working with the township on this program. So the purpose of this program, as John already mentioned, is really to help the small businesses in Upper Darby Township with restarting based on issues that just about everyone experienced based on COVID-19. So first thing I want to say to everyone is this program is not on a first come, first served basis. And I know that that is a concern that has been expressed by so many based on what has happened in the past with a lot of the federal funds and some other state funds that came down the pike that people were scrambling, but this will not be handled that way at all. So the application itself, once all of the details are finalized, will be uploaded into Upper Darby's website. So you will be able to then access the application through Upper Darby Township's website, as well as the instructions for accessing the application and what you will then need to provide with the application. So just to give you some information on what you will have to do, you will need to complete the application. We tried to make it as brief and as short as possible, but the questions that are in the application are based on those national objectives, that information they're required to obtain based on CDBG, which is ultimately federal funds. So, and when you complete the application, what we will ask you to provide to us is your most recent tax return. So if you've not completed your 2019, we will ask for the completed 2018 to be submitted with that application. Also, we will, as John mentioned, as we get them in, they will come to the Upper Darby first. And the first screening tier that will happen will be to make sure that the businesses are up to date with Darby Township as far as having their licenses and taxes paid, or if they've not been paid, my understanding is at least under an agreement. Is that correct, John?
That's correct. So, they'll be given an opportunity to become current with either business privilege or mercantile.
Right. Right. So that is the first pass. And then once you go through that, then they will come to us and then we will review them based on a scoring criteria. And again, the scoring questions, not a lot, but they are based on making sure that we're meeting all of the objectives with the business. Now, I must say to you, we're not on a first come, first serve basis. Once all of the applications are in, we will sit down and review them all. And then those who are approved then will have an agreement that they will sign with the township, and once the funds are dispersed so that the follow-up can take place to make sure that what you indicated in your application, you're following through with the funds. But we'll talk more about that. Now, to say when the application process is going to begin, I cannot give you that definitive answer today, only because we're all in the process of making sure all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, so that there are any problems in working with the funds to start the program. But I can assure you that the minute everything is finalized, it will be posted, as well as all of you who registered to join in on this information session. We have documented your contact information, so we will communicate that to you directly. You will get an email with that information that the application will go online such and such a date, and this is what you need to do. In addition to that, what I have done is I've made myself available to you to respond to any questions. Once you get the application and you're going through it, if you have questions, you certainly can contact me, and I will have regular posted hours that you will be able to communicate that with me weekly throughout the application process to make sure that you understand what you're doing, you get all of your questions answered, and if you need any assistance, that we will be there to offer that to you as well. As I said before, once the applications are scored and those who are approved, then Upper Darby Township will then work with you we'll get the agreement to you signed, and then the funds will be dispersed directly to you that way. Some of the reasons that you can use the funds would be payroll, and this is payroll issues. Again, we're talking about issues that are related to COVID expenses. So, if to cover payroll in that period of time, to cover rent or utilities in that period of time, or if you need to rehire individuals, to get back on track. We will look at those as reasons related to, and we will ask you in the application to document the reasons why, what you're going to be using the funds for. One thing we will ask also in the application is if you've applied for other funds. Now, if you have, that does not disqualify you from this program, but one thing we will have to ensure is that you are not using funds from this program to cover expenses that were already covered by another program. So if we see on the application that you have and you receive funds, that will be a question that we'll get back to you to ask, just to make sure that, to use the term, there's no double dipping, because we have to answer to that, because again, we're talking about federal funds. The businesses that we'll be targeting with the program will be businesses in Upper Darby Township that have 25 or less employees. So that's what we'll be looking at. And when he mentioned national objectives, one of the objectives is that we have to also target businesses that are located in low to moderate income census tracts in Upper Darby Township. Or it can be a business owner that qualifies as a low moderate income person who has a business. So that's, and again, we're following the guidelines by the objectives that have been set by CDBG, which is the money comes through HUD. But again, if you have more questions about that, I'm making myself available to you that we can kind of talk through some things to make sure that your questions are being answered and that you don't miss out because you don't think, no. So we will make sure that that's the case. The time that I am hosting now, and I can make adjustments to that as time goes on and we see that it's necessary, is that I'll be available to you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I would say now, and John, don't mind, as you know, we're leading up to between now, even at the time that the application process begins, that I can begin making myself available during those times for any questions. And I would ask, if someone is on, please mute your phone. All those who are on this call, please mute your phone. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we are going to allow for a question and answer period. So when that time comes, we'll ask that you would raise your hand, and we'll make sure that we unmute you so that you can ask your question. Okay? So that's some information about the eligibility. We will also be posting, as we begin to advertise the program, there will be some frequently asked questions document that will be distributed to you as well, that you can refer to, just to make sure that you have a complete understanding of applying for the program as well. And I would say, you know, this is a program in that truly it is a time where we recognize that so many people have been affected by this pandemic. And all of the communities are doing the very best they can to make sure that they can bring resources to you to help you restart, because the businesses are key. I mean, it's not just the business is important to the township, but it's important to you as an individual to make sure that you're able to care for yourself and for your family. So we have come together to do just that. And, you know, if we find that as you're going through this process, and we recognize, you know, this is the grants that are available through this particular program are $2,500. And, you know, you may be saying to yourself, you know, that's really not going to be enough, but it's a start. And what the township and what the mayor has wanted to do is to make sure that they reach as many businesses as possible with the funding that's been made available to them. But having said that, there are other resources that are available to help small businesses during this time. And what we'll be doing as the applications come in and we look at your needs, that if we see that you are eligible to apply for some of these other resources, we're going to make that information available to you and make sure that you get access to those as well. Okay. Let's see, I think I'm going down the list. Oh, one other thing just want to mention as far as business eligibility is we are looking at brick and mortar businesses. Unfortunately, at this time, we're not able to offer to home-based businesses with this program. So this would be strictly for brick and mortar businesses as well. And we talked about that eligibility. So at this point, John, unless you have something else you want to bring up, you want to open it up for some questions?
Yeah, and thank you, Tony, for that overview. I just wanted to reiterate that this is a grant program. If you are found to be eligible, the funds would be allocated by the township directly to you, and you'll be working with somebody from the township during this process, because it's not a matter, because they are federal dollars, there's a process that we have to ensure that the funds are being spent correctly. So it's a grant, not a loan, and you will have somebody assigned to you who will probably be involved with you for about 6 months, because we want to know the outcome, the impact that the $2,500 has had on your business, and making sure that you're using it in a way that's eligible and not ineligible. So I just wanted to review that before opening up for questions. So if you have any questions, please, by show of hand, let us know.
So if you would, on your device, there is a point there where you can actually click raise your hand, and we can see that, and then we can unmute you that way.
Hey, how's it going? Now, are there stipulations with the amount or percentage of it that I could use towards certain things?
No, there's not.
Okay, it's not like with the
so
PPP loan.
If you're going to use the $2,500, some for rent, some for utilities, some for payroll, there's not. You'll just need to demonstrate that's in fact how you used it. So either by a copy, copy of an invoice for utility bill, a copy of a rental payment, something along those lines. But no, you are able to use it for a variety of those business reasons.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm with the American Legion, and we kind of fall under a different category as a small business
Mhm.
as to all our employees or volunteers. We rent out our hall type thing. Are we still eligible to apply for this?
What is your incorporated status?
Mhm.
Nonprofit, I guess. We're considered
You know what?
nonprofit.
Is it a 501c3, 4, 5, or
I think it's a 501c, not quite sure.
okay?
I know we
Okay.
pay user and sell tax and stuff. I know we do that when we got the licenses and stuff. We got
So
liquor
those are the
license,
things.
games, chance, license, and all that. So we are falling into this problem. Nobody can quite understand where we are.
Yeah, and all very good questions, and I think that's something that we're going to have to look a little bit more into. So Tony has your information.
Yes.
Nonprofits may be ineligible depending on how they're incorporated. So I certainly want to look more into this, and we will get back to you on a one-on-one basis.
Oh, please
but-
do, because we've been to all to the senators, and none of them are getting back to us either.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Kelly, actually, if I could just interject, my name's Allison. I'm with the mayor's office, and so the next round of the Delco Strong programming will be open to nonprofits, and I believe that they plan to release information this week. So the county does plan to do some things to support nonprofits.
We put paperwork in for the SBA. We put paperwork in for the county,
Yeah, so their first round did not cover nonprofits, but the second round should.
and our doors are getting ready to close. And we just got through with the Army National Guard.
Oh, I'm sorry. And well, one other place, this is Tony, that you may also go to for funding is the Delaware County Foundation. So what I can do is we can talk after the session, and I can give you information to reach out to them.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Is that me?
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Quick question for you. So we don't know when the application will start, but do you know how long we'll have to submit everything in? Because like the Delco Strong was like 24 hours or whatever it was. Is this going to be like a week? Is this going to be, and how long do you think the process will take from beginning to end?
Well, John, if I could start, then you could probably. So
Yes.
I can assure you, it will not be a 24-hour period.
Okay.
Yeah, that is for sure. We won't be 24 hours.
So we're looking at whether it will be a 1 week or a 2 week application period, but we also, based on the need and the numbers of application are coming in, we also are looking at doing more than one round of this.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I have a question. You mentioned a portion of the application will ask about if you apply for other funding, I guess under some programs you would not. For me, for example, I have applied for things, but I decided not to take them because some of the stipulations surrounding them. Will there also be a portion that asks whether or not you accepted any money?
Yes, that is on the application. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else have any questions?
Anyone else with a question?
Go ahead.
I didn't. It might be about the whole Delco Strong thing because I didn't even hear about that funding. What was that? I didn't even know about that.
So Delco Strong was an initiative by county council. And Allison, if you're still on, you might be able to speak a little better on the topic than I, but I believe it was in cooperation with their Commerce Center. Applications were available through the Delaware County Commerce Center. and that was their first round of funding. The county had received $98 million
Okay.
from the federal government, and that was their first round. I believe there are additional rounds.
Yeah.
I believe. I would encourage you to
I wanna
call
make
the
sure.
Delaware County Commerce Center to get the facts
Right.
on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I also know that the Chamber of Commerce, Delaware County Chamber of Commerce, is planning a information session at the end of this week where they will be covering the various programs that are available to businesses in Delaware County.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we've been sharing that information on the township social media, as well as there's an Upper Darby Economic Development Committee Facebook page as well. And so as soon as we get information from the county about these programs, we make sure to share them out. And then obviously, as you've registered here, we'll be strengthening our email list for those blasts as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And just to share our proposed timeline, we're waiting, like Tony said in the beginning, we're crossing T's and dotting I's, and the application is being sent to the local HUD, the regional office. So I don't want to commit to a date because I'm sure HUD is overwhelmed, but our goal is to get this out by the end of June. So that's what we're hopeful. Sometime towards the end of June is
That'd be nice.
is our timeline. So as long, like I said, HUD I know is overwhelmed, and all the communities that they're serving, because HUD has offered waivers, which typically this would be a much longer process, but HUD has shortened that process. I don't want to commit to a date because HUD hasn't committed to a date to us, but I would say towards the end of June.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any questions? Okay, well, we have everyone's contact information, names and emails. Everybody registered for today? Tony?
Yes,
Yeah.
we do. What I will do is forward my contact information out to the emails that you supplied, so you'll have that.
Okay, great. Okay. And then once applications are available, we will make sure that everyone receives one.
All right. Will we be able to have access to this recording?
Allison?
So just in case.
Yeah,
just in
so
case
what we'll
I
do
miss
is,
anything.
sure, what we'll do is we'll post this on the township YouTube account. So
Perfect.
it's youtube.com/Upper Darby TWP for township.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just talking about that. You could be doing that homeschooling on. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank
All
you
right,
all
so-
for participating. And we will be in touch for sure, keeping you posted as to what's going on.
All right. Hope everybody gets through all of this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.